Bara struggled, her flailing arms making contact with no one and nothing. The man's smile grew wider, his grip tightened, closing off her windpipe. He lifted her from her feet. Her toes just grazed the ground below, and then she was in the air, only for a moment. His hands loosened from her throat, and Bara fell to her knees, and then the man took flight. With her face hidden under red gold curls, a girl about Bara's own shape and size held him aloft with only one arm. Curiously, she also wore a red peacoat and beret. "She is mine," came her hissing voice. Then, as if the man were no more than a rag doll, she tossed him aside. Before making contact with the asphalt, he exploded in a burst of silver and screams. Charges trailed and sizzled through the air. When the sound and movement finally died down, a silver dust hung for just a second and then dropped with a surprisingly heavy thud. The wind blew away the dust, and the man was gone. Thinking the nightmare over, Bara looked to her rescuer. Her rescuer looked to her. The nightmare wasn't over. There stood a mirror image. Same shape, size, hair, and face. A doppelganger. Everything was the same. Everything but the eyes. They were black and as empty as the man's had been. Slowly the doppelganger cocked her head to the side. With a hand as gentle as a venomous snake, she bent down and reached out for Bara's cheek. "Hush, hush," she cooed and stroked. Her youthful mouth turned suddenly down, and she began to transform. 2 heavy folds grew from her nose, dragging her cheeks until they sagged below her chin. Crow's feet formed around black eyes, spreading until they reached a now gray hairline. Finally, deep crevices pocked and ran across a once smooth forehead. Bara stared at herself as an old woman. "I am here now," her demented double reassured. "Everything will be just fine." But everything wasn't just fine, not even close. The doppelganger smiled a very wide smile that grew wider, jaw cracking wide. Wrinkles bent and twisted under the strain of an ever-increasing black hole of a mouth that threatened to erase its face. Suddenly it closed and returned to normal. She turned her head as though at a sound and then back at Bara. "So," she whispered, and then, just like the man had, disappeared in a storm of silver and electricity. The doppelganger was gone. The man wasn't to be seen, and all the others had disappeared too. But Bara wasn't quite alone. A solitary form approached. The dark-haired boy. Everything would be all right now. This boy Bara knew well. He was tall and lean with broad shoulders, his strides long. His hair, dark and wavy, shone copper in a sun setting too rapidly to be real. But it didn't matter because Bara forgot about the racing sun, forgot the nightmare that had just occurred. He was so close now. The sun slipped below the horizon. The sky disappeared into night. Bara heard her own breathing, fast and shallow. His was strong and even. She reached out. Her fingers found his warm cheek. She stepped closer and he opened his arms. Like someone had thrown a switch, the moon lit up the sky. Stars burst through the night. His eyes, vibrantly blue, smiled down at her. His lips brushed her mouth. She returned the kiss, wishing it would go on forever. It didn't.